Hello everyone, thank you all so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nat. Today we're checking out a bunch of Morphe products. I've heard great things about their new formulations, so I'm super excited to try them out. Cause up until now, I've only experienced a few of their products, mainly their older eyeshadows. You know, like the classic giant 30-some-odd pan palettes. I have a few of those, but I don't use them that often because, as you guys know, the quality on that, it's decent. Like, it's kind of just okay. Like, if you're just starting out, just getting into makeup, just learning how to apply eyeshadow. I think the only things that I've tried out from Morphe that are from the new line are the Cheek Thrills Blush Trio, which I absolutely love, and their lip glosses, which is also lovely. But let's get started. First up, we have the Light Form Extended Hydration Foundation. Mine is in the shade Medium 08N. Bring your best skin to light. This weightless, long-wearing formula floats on to diffuse imperfections instantly with undetectable, buildable medium coverage. While a Hydro Relief Complex works to improve and maintain skin's moisture balance and barrier function over time. Clinically proven to hydrate for up to 16 hours, Lightform leaves skin with a lasting natural radiance that glows from within. In case you didn't already know, I'm oily, so I normally don't opt for a hydrating foundation, but I've heard great things about this, so of course I wanted to try it. I've pumped some out onto the back of my hand, and I'm going to pick it up with a Rephr LC03. Starting at my nose area, like usual. I think this smells a little bit like paint, but it's not too bad. I think this shade works. I've just switched to the LC01, also by Rephr, because I've already done my eyebrows. Have any of you guys tried the new Morphe products? Well, I guess it's not really new anymore. It's new-ish. And then they keep coming out with more and more new releases, which that's exciting, you know, for the brand, for more affordable makeup. I've actually also heard great things about their brushes. I don't think I've tried out their face brushes, but I have a couple of their older eyeshadow brushes, and I quite enjoy them. The older eye brushes aren't the softest, but they seem to move product pretty well, so that's why I like them. Back to the LC03, just to finish up the rest of the face. First impression of this foundation is I like the finish, and I actually appreciate that. Even though it's like a hydrating foundation, it's not super glowy. Like, the finish on it almost looks like a natural matte-ish. Okay, so here's the foundation. I quite enjoy this finish. And I think the shade match is pretty good, but we'll have to see how this wears throughout the rest of the day. Next, we have the Solo Artist Priming Cream Eyeshadow, and I got mine in the shade Airplay. I wanted to see how this compares to my favorite MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre as an eye primer. It's got a seal on it. Alright, seal's off. This is what the shade looks like. And I'm just going to go in with an FO2 from Singe Beauty. My preference for an eye primer is something along these lines. It's a little bit more substantial. It has coverage to it, which I appreciate. My eyelids are super oily. And if the primer isn't heavy enough or substantial enough, my eyelids just kind of eat eyeshadow. So that's why MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre has been my favorite for a long time, because there's no creasing and it keeps my eyeshadow on all day long. But I have to say, so far I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the shade. I'm enjoying the feel of it. It's quite comparable to the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. But again, we'll have to see how it holds up for the rest of the day. Alright, I know it's a personal preference thing where a lot of people don't like to set their eye primer, but I do. So I picked up this Morphe Totally Set Mini Bright and Set Powder Duo. It comes with 2 mini powders, a brightening pink and a translucent. Brighten and set makeup for up to 16 hours of wear and minimize shine for up to 24 hours with these lightweight, talc-free, finely milled bacon set setting powders. They're so cute. Okay, to set my eyes, I'm going to use the translucent one. I'm going in with Nikki's N14. That's pretty light. Like light feeling, not light in color. All right, for eyeshadow, these are the giant palettes that I was talking about. I have 35C, Everyday Chic, 35O, which is a classic, Supernatural Glow, 35XO, Natural Flirt, and 35T, Sweetest Tea. Actually, since we're here, let's just show you guys what these look like. Again, the quality is okay. Not the greatest, but also not the worst. Here's 35XO. 35O. I think out of all of them, this is the one I use the most. And 35C. But you know which eyeshadow palettes from Morphe really impressed me? It's these ones. This is Gold Seeker. This one is Rose to Fame. And then we have Going Platinum. The formula in these palettes really impressed me. Like this gold palette, I actually prefer over the Natasha Denona Golden palette. I feel like the looks that you create with this one just have a little bit something more comparing it to the Natasha Denona Golden palette. This Rose to Fame one is also super pretty. Not too long ago, I did a couple of my friends' makeup, and this palette with this color story is the option that they chose, and they absolutely loved it. This is the Going Platinum one. Also great formula, but out of the 3, this is my least used. Mainly it's a color story thing. I think when I got these palettes, I was a little bit more into warm tones. But for today's video, we're going to try out one of the newer eyeshadow palettes. This one is Rich Glitch, and it has 6 rich and electric shades to blend in a flash. New Chroma Plus Blend, Pigment Pack Performance, All Day Wear. This 6-pan palette indulges you with a luxurious lineup, a cool tone cream, champagne, taupe, mocha, graphite, and deep brown in silky matte, metallic, and molten metal finishes. Build them in the blink of an eye for definition and dimension that's mesmerizing. Powered by the new Chroma Plus Blend for high-performing all-day wear. Look at how cute this is, actually. I feel like this one would be perfect for travel, but this is what the palette looks like. Alright, so we have the 3 mattes, a shimmer, and these 2 are the molten metals. I think these 2 you can apply dry or wet for a super metallic-y effect. Let's watch it. First up, we have Hush Money. Oh wow, that's pretty pigmented, hey? I feel like it has a bit of a sheen to it, like it's not a flat matte. Champlain Splash. Taupe Tier. It's pretty buttery. Stealth Wealth. That's pretty. Cool Millions. This is the other molten metal shade. And the last one is High Brown. A nice, rich, deep matte brown. Let's see it in different lighting. Let's start off with Taupe Tier with a Refer 33, starting at the brow bone area. So what I've heard about these new eyeshadows is that the colored ones aren't the greatest. I think the pastels are the worst or something like that. But I heard that the neutral options are the best ones to pick up formula-wise. Next, let's go in with High Brown and a Shoto 00. Let's blend it up into the crease area. Mother's Day's coming up. Do you guys have plans? But by the time this video goes up, Mother's Day would have already happened. So tell me, what did you guys do? We're just going out for dim sum with my parents and my brother and his family. And then my kids want to go shopping. Switching back to the Rephr 33 so we can soften out the edges. Now let's dip into Hush Money with a flat shader. And let's do an underbrow highlight. Same shade, Hush Money on a Rephr 28. We're just going to put that in the inner third and towards the empty space. Alright, for shimmer, let's start off with Stealthwell. Using my finger, let's just go in the third of the eye. Oh, that's actually quite pretty. Then Cool Millions. This one we're just gonna stick on the center. Interesting. Blending the two back and forth so there's no hard line of demarcation. And then for inner third, let's do Champagne Splash. Just sticking that right in the inner third spot. Ooh, that's reflective. Now let's take the Rephr 28 with no added product, just to smooth out the edge of where that molten metal shade is. High brown again on a Shoto 00 to intensify the outer corners and blend in where the shimmer starts. Let's take the tips of the brush over towards the inner corner or inner third slightly to give myself a bit of a faux crease. And back to the Rephr 33 to soften the edge. For concealer, we have the Wake Up Artist Under Eye Correcting Concealer. I chose the shade Sand 5W. Fake a full night's sleep with this lightweight serum-infused concealer that brightens, corrects, and smooths the appearance of under eyes with a naturally radiant finish. Formulated with arnica, sweet potato extract, tremellia mushroom, I think that's how you say it, hyaluronic acid, and glycerin. Wake Up Artist hydrates skin immediately for comfortable all-day wear. I had a bit of a hard time choosing the shade for this concealer. Again, it's because I prefer a neutral, but it seemed like everything had an undertone to it. Like a warm, a cool, a peach, a something. Blending it out with an FO2 from Singe Beauty. But I think of the options, this shade's okay. Seems to be not too bad. So I'm finding the consistency of this concealer, it's almost like it's sticky. Like you can't do this motion. I feel like patting motions work best to blend this out. And I'm not saying that as a positive or a negative, just something to note. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now for bronzer, we have the Sudden Heat Creamy Bronzer Stick, and I chose the shade Ignite. Experience a wave of effortless complexion warmth. This creamy yet lightweight balm bronzer stick, enriched with vitamin E and jojoba and sweet almond oils, glides on luxuriously and melts in seamlessly to provide natural, soft matte bronze color that lasts all day with no caking, creasing, or fading with wear. Same thing, I've heard great things about this product. Oh no, it looks a little orange, but let's test it out. Let's just go ahead and put some on the face. And I'm blending it out with a Rephr LC02. It does blend out pretty easily. I feel like it is a bit orangey red, but that's just a shade issue. The product itself is nice. And my preference for bronzer is something in the more neutral family, only because I'm lazy and I do bronzer contour like together interchangeably. But actually, as we're blending this out, the shade is growing on me. Oh, I forgot that I also picked up the Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick in the shade Refined. Enhance, define, and sculpt your features effortlessly with this microfine long-wearing contour stick. The precision tip and built-in sharpener ensure controlled, targeted application every time, while the smooth gliding cream formula builds and blends seamlessly for a naturally shaped and lifted effect. So I was just going to use this on my nose, but now that we see what the bronzer looks like, let's try this. Stick some on the cheeks. Alright, that neutralized the tone a little bit. I probably should have done that shade first though. Alright, next time I gotta try the contour shade first. And now for the nose. I'm just using my Patrick's nose contour brush. I feel like that blended out pretty easily and quickly. Okay, so I just discovered that I have a surplus of blush options. I picked up these two, but they're no longer available on Sephora, so I wonder if they're discontinued. This one is the Hot Shot Blush Drops, and I chose the shade Natural Heat. And this one is the Euphoric Rush 3-in-1 Silk Blush, and I chose the shade Intoxicated. I don't think I'm going to use these ones today, but let's swatch it just to see. I don't know why I grabbed this. I'm normally not a fan of this type of blush product. Maybe I was curious and I just wanted to try. All right, and this is Intoxicated. This is interesting. Oh wow, it's so vibrant and pigmented. And we have 5 shades of the Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. This one is in Sunset Swim. I absolutely love the formula and I love this shade. This is Sunset Swim. I think I talked about this one in my favorites of last year. But let's unbox and check out the other shades that I got. This one is After Party. It's described as a nude rose. Here's the cream shade. The next cream shade that has a bit of a shimmer to it. And then the powder. This is After Party. This one is Honeymoon Sweet. It's a cool mauve. Honeymoon Sweet. This one is Beach Bonfire. It's a coral peach. Back in the day, I used to only wear peachy corally shades. Beach Bonfire. Like, look at this one. That's so pretty. And the last one we have is Private Island. It's a warm mocha. Ooh. Private Island. For today's look, I think Honeymoon Sweet would go best. I'm just going in with a BK Beauty 109. See, look how easily and beautifully they blend out. Let's try a touch of the Luminous Balm. Pretty, right? Now let's set the under eyes. I'm just going in with the brightening pink shade of that setting powder duo that I got. I don't know if that's exactly brightening on me. If you guys have been with me for a bit, you guys might recall that I don't have the best luck with these pink powders. Aside from 2, the Tower 28 one in Palisades Pink is one of my favorites, and the other one is the Westman Atelier in Pink Bubble. Those ones are great. Actually, this one's okay. It's better than most. I usually find the pink ones darken my under eyes. Do you guys have that experience, or is it just me? Alright, now going in with the translucent shade to set the rest of the face. The only thing I don't like about mini powders is I usually put the powder in the cap, but because they're mini, I've dumped it out into my hand. Let's just push it further in with Nikki's N14. And a BK Beauty 102 for the sides of my face. Now let's finish up this eye look. I'm going to go back in with High Brown, just on a ColourPop E25, and starting at the outer corner, pushing in some pigment, and then gently pulling it across. Hush Money on a Rephr 28 for the inner third of the lower lash line. And a tiny bit of taupe tier on a Refer 33 just to soften out the edge. Now for eyeliner, I'm silly and I accidentally picked up two. This is the Eyeliner dual-ended gel pencil in the shades Truth and Dare. Truth is a black and I think Dare is metallic graphite or something like that. Explore a color that goes both ways with this long-lasting dual-ended gel liner in matte and metallic finishes. Infused with ceramides known to smooth skin, plus emollient oils and natural waxes. This liner glides on for effortless experimentation. Alright, so let's tightline first with the black. That went on pretty easily. Like I'm using minimal pressure. Alright, now I'm curious. Let's try the Dare shade on the lash line and a bit of a wing. Can you guys even see that? I just did finishing touches to the eye look, and now we can go in with the Velvet Powder Blush. I'm just using Nikki's N20. And again, this is Honeymoon Sweet. Look how pretty that is. Uh-oh, I forgot that the highlighter is in balm form, and I've already powdered my face. But let's try it out anyway and see how this works on top of powder. This is the Dreamlight Gel A highlighter stick, and I chose the shade Star Quality. Ooh, it has like a cooling effect. Let's try some on the tip of my nose. Okay, so far it's okay on top of powder. This makes me nervous, but let's try it anyway. I'm just doing like dabs, just so I don't swipe off the makeup that's underneath. That's quite pretty, hey? And you know what? I didn't do any research. Maybe this balm is meant to go on top of makeup. I'm not sure. But it seems to be working out okay this way. What do you guys think? Ooh, this one I'm actually really excited for. It's the Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil, and I got mine in the shade Sunrise, which is a beige with balancing yellow. Set skin in its most flattering light, as if illuminated by a softly blurred, cloud-diffused glow. This sheer, weightless multi-tone powder, featuring light-reflecting technology and infused with squalane, shea butter, and hyaluronic acid, sweeps on to finish your look with natural radiance. Ooh. Okay, let's swatch it first. Ooh, that looks pretty. You know what? I still haven't tried out this brush 38 from Refer, so let's use it with this one. Oh wow, can you guys see that? That's really pretty. It didn't really emphasize my pores either. Wow, I think I love this. I think that's really pretty. What do you guys think? Okay, before we move on to lips, let's set the face. This is the Lifeproof Continuous Setting Mist. I've used the older black bottle and the gold bottle, and I actually love them both. Let's check the sprayer. Oh no, you guys. I think mine's broken. That's unfortunate. It's brand new. I guess we can't try it out today. Later on off camera, I'm going to try and see if I can get this bottle to work, but that's upsetting. For lip liners, we have the Signature Lip Pencil in Spiffy. I think that's the shade name. And then I also picked up the Soul Matte Filling Gel Lip Liner in the shade Honey. Here's Spiffy first. This one, the Soul Matte, is a twist up, whereas the other one was a traditional wooden sharpenable lip liner. Here's Honey. And then we have 3 drip glasses. This one is from the Glazed line, and these 2 are Dazzled. This one is in the shade Nude Gleam. Let's check this out. Pretty. The Dazzled ones I've already used. This one is Pink Sapphire. And this one is Cognac Diamond. Testing out the Soul Matte Lip Liner first, and in the shade Honey. Let's try Nude Gleam. That's actually quite pretty. What do you guys think? Alright, now trying out Spiffy. This one's more of a contoury shade. Cognac Diamonds. That's also quite pretty. So far I'm super happy with the lip products. I just relined my lips with the Signature Lip Pencil in Spiffy, and I have to say, I really like this formula. And they're only $12 Canadian. Alright, now trying Pink Sapphire. I just wiped off the doe foot before I dip back in for some more. Also pretty, don't you guys think? Or maybe this isn't called a doe foot, it's just an applicator. But you guys get what I mean, right? Okay, so I have to say, when I first tried out the Dazzled glosses, I didn't use a lip liner with it. And now that I have it with this Signature lip liner, I like it even better. Alright, here it is. This is the final look of a full face of Morphe products. I'll come in close. and different lighting. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with the new revamped products by Morphe. I'm really enjoying the finish of this foundation. The concealer is more of just a shade issue. I wish it was just a touch lighter, but again, we have to see how the complexion products wear throughout the rest of the day. The eyeshadow palette is decent. I'll probably use it more for travel because I like to travel with my smaller, more affordable palettes. Usually it's ColourPop. The bronzer shade at first threw me off, but blended out, and after working with it, I am a fan. It blended out so easily. That mini contour stick, I'm also a fan of. It was great for the nose. Again, I would have to try it in reverse order next time. Contour first, then bronzer. The Cheek Thrills trios, I'm already a fan of. I love the formula. I'm happy to have a few more shades. The setting powder has quite a nice finish on it. But again, I'd have to see how it wears out the rest of the day to see if it keeps my oils at bay. It really is too bad about the setting spray. I was really excited to try it out. But like I said, I'm either going to try and get that one working or I'll just pick up another one. Oh, the Solo Artist Cream Eyeshadow. So far I'm a fan of. Again, we have to see how it wears, but my MAC paint pot might have a contender now. The eyeliner I'm a fan of. There was no tugging. It went on super easily. That highlighter bomb actually turned out pretty well. It went over powder pretty well. Don't you guys think? The Cloud Veil finishing powder is beautiful. I feel like it gave my face such a soft focus, beautiful finish. And all of the lip products I'm a fan of. Like I said, these Morphe products really impressed me. But as usual, I'd love to hear what you guys think. And that wraps up this video. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me, to check out a bunch of Morphe products. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Oh, ha, ha.